I got a beard now. I need a haircut. How are you guys doing during this stay-at-home shelter time? So for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm Justin, and right now at this moment, I practically have raw clips that have been recorded 2 years ago, and I'm just uploading them and editing them. This particular video is divided into 3 different sections because it's just so long. This was during time I was working as a personal trainer, and I was struggling with getting clients and how do I maneuver between rejections such as it's too expensive, I don't have time, let me think about it. I reached out to Oscar, who is the general manager, and he has loads of experience in sales. So the first part is going to be knowing your number. Second part is us role playing. The third is Oscar talks about pain and pleasure, and he shows me how to properly follow up. Although this talks about sales and in terms of personal training, it's very applicable to real world life. Like for example, part 1 is knowing your number. The essential of that is just knowing how many tries you have to take until you actually succeed. For example, for jobs, you need to apply to 30 job applications in order for you to receive 20 of them to call you back for an interview. After 20 interviews, you get 10 that actually accept you. Out of those 10, there are actually 5 that meet your expectations. Out of those 5, do you like it there? Does it make you happy? Can you travel there distance-wise? Things of that nature. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys found this very useful and impactful, please just drop a comment below and let me know. And if you guys want me to do more of these types of videos, do let me know. And don't forget to subscribe. I almost forgot. Thanks a lot, Oscar, for the time that you took out of your day to share your experience in sales, and especially knowing your number and role playing with me. Like all those things, though it's catering sales, I apply it to like my everyday life, and it's by knowing my number, it's helped me grow in my career tremendously. Like it's crazy scary how I grew now because I don't even care about the end result. I just actually enjoy the process and maneuvering through the different variables that come at me. So thank you again, Oscar. Really appreciate you.
I need to say hello and introduce myself to 50 people because I know that if I do 50 people, I will be able to book 20 appointments. And if I have 20 people willing to come and see me and book an appointment, I know that 10 are going to show up. And because 10 are going to show up and I close every other one, or I can sell my services to every other one, I'm going to end up with 5 clients.
Hey guys, what's up? It's another episode of my vlog. In this special one, we have the master of sales here. This is Oscar. If you want to introduce yourself, your background.
I'm Oscar Bázan. I've spent my whole adult life in fitness, sales, marketing, membership sales, PT sales, operations, all of the fun things that are involved with fitness and recreation. What I'd like to do before we get into that piece is speak to you about the process and what certain basics that anybody that's selling needs to do. And it's really important when I speak to personal trainers, one of the first questions that I ask is, what is it that you're looking to do? And the answer tends to be, well, I want to help as many people as possible, almost simultaneously with I don't like doing any sales. Well, in order for you to help people, unless you're giving away all of your services and not making a living at it, you have to sell to help the person. The beauty and the thing that I think all personal trainers need to have confidence in is what they're selling is so good. Unlike leather seats in a car. And here's what I mean. In reality, in a car, as long as it gets you from A and B, there's really no need to get leather and a moonroof and all these accessories. Yes, it makes it nicer when you drive, but you just need a vehicle to get you from point A to point B. What you're selling as a personal trainer is phenomenal because you're helping somebody sleep better, eat better, digest better, feel better, lose weight, reduce stress, right? All of these things that they can't just buy. That's right? Cool. But they're able to buy your services in order for you to be able to get all of that. So for the first thing that I think a personal trainer has to get over is the concept of them not being salespeople. They absolutely are. The difference is how you sell. There's the used car salesman stigma, or there is the other end of the spectrum. Let's call it a Nordstrom's type of a selling environment where you're suggestive and service selling, right? They're two totally different things, and it's a matter of an approach. So a couple of questions that I want to ask you. How many clients do you want to service in a week?
20 in a week.
20 in a week.
Correct.
So that's 20 hours a week of servicing clients.
Yes.
In order for you to get 20 clients, do you know how many people you have to book for an intro appointment, for a complimentary intro appointment?
I think it'd be like 200.
200? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my point. It's critical that you know that number. It's critical.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 200? Is it 100? Is it 40? Right? And I think that, as you can see, that could be your first stumbling block. And here's what happens is, as you become better at selling your services, the number of prospects will be less, right?
Correct.
So let's say for every 2 people you speak to, 1 buys.
Okay.
Well, if you want 20, you're at 0 and you want 20, you need to speak to 40,
Correct.
right? But if your ratio is different and you have a much tougher time, you may have to speak to 100 or 200, right? But you need to know that number and you need to keep those stats. Now,
Okay.
it goes further. Let's use the number 40, that you speak to 2 to get 1, to simplify. In order to get 40 people to say yes and show up to the complimentary appointment, how many do you need to book? Okay. But again, I don't know what that number is, but you need to know, because we know that X amount of people will say yes and book and cancel,
Correct.
right? So what is that number? You need to know that number for yourself. And that comes from keeping stats, right? You're going to want to keep your own stats and know your scoreboard.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say let's say you have to book 60 appointments
Okay.
for 40 to show, for 20 to buy. In order to get those 60 appointments, how many people do you have to say hello to and introduce yourself
80.
to get those 60? Again, you need to know that number,
Okay.
right? It could be
Correct.
300, right? And here's the key. It doesn't matter what that number is. You just need to know it for yourself. And that will give you real purpose and focus with your prospecting. Because let's say you're at 15 people and you need 5 more, and you know your statistics, right? You know your stats all the way through. You can quickly say, hey, look, you know what? In order for me to get these 5, I need to say hello and introduce myself to 50 people. Because I know that if I do 50 people, I will be able to book 20 appointments. And if I have 20 people willing to come and see me and book an appointment, I know that 10 are going to show up. And because 10 are going to show up and I close every other one, or I can sell my services to every other one, I'm going to end up with 5 clients, right? So you know what your stats are. And then you go into your week, your month, your day with a purpose. So, and it goes further. In order for me to approach 50 people, how many days does it take me? How many hours? Is it a day? Is it a week? I don't know, but you want to know those stats, right? Of course, it's based also on the time of the day, right? You come after work and the place is full, it's easier.
Correct.
You come in, you go right now that it's almost 2 in the afternoon.
It's empty. Or almost
Right,
empty.
there's 2-3 people. If your goal is to speak to 10 that day, well, it could take you 4 hours just because no one's around, right? So my point there is I want to encourage you to know your stats and keep your stats. Approaching people, introducing yourself, saying hi, booking them for an appointment, them showing up to an appointment, and then lastly, them buying. What's the ratio of those from one to another to another to another? And it won't be clean. Everyone's different.
Correct.
But I encourage you to know it. And to the best of your ability, go back with the stats that you do have and see if you can find some ratio. And of course, the more skilled you become at all of those, and it's a practiced art. I want you to know it's just practice. If I were to ask you how comfortable and how smooth the first time you approach somebody on the fitness floor went compared to now,
Yeah.
night and day, right? So your numbers and your stats will get better and better as you become more skilled, more comfortable, more confident with your approach, Oh yeah, that's good to say. No, I shouldn't say this. Look, I shouldn't approach somebody when they're doing this. If someone's on their phone, that's not a good time. If they don't make any eye contact, I shouldn't go say hello. If they look at me and turn away, no. If they smile at me, yes, right? There's all of these factors that you'll become better and better at identifying when it is that you should, go say hello to somebody. And it's critical for you to know your stats and know the goal and what you're trying to do for that day. Very much like anything in life. If you and I meet and I tell you I want to lose weight and I don't share how much, how do you know that you are helping me? How do I know when I've reached certain milestones and that I'm already there? It's like running a race with no direction. Okay. Whether it's weight loss, whether it's money you want to make, right? Take that even further. You told me you want 20 clients in a week.
Correct.
You could expand that even further. How much do you want to make a month?
1,000.
Okay.
Per month.
So 5,000 gross, or you want 5,000 deposited into your bank account?
Bank account.
Okay. So if you want 5,000 deposited into your bank account, you're looking at anywhere from 20 to 30% in taxes, right? So it's more than 5,000 you need to make.
Correct.
Right. So you take that dollar amount, you divide it out by your average package, and right? I can't encourage you enough to know what that is. You have to. If not, you're working out, I just want to get stronger. I just want to get faster. Mm-hmm. I just want to get leaner. Well, how much leaner? Do you have a picture? If you want to get faster, is there a certain speed? Mm-hmm. Is there a certain amount of weight you want to lift, or do you just want to keep lifting more and more and more with no end in sight? It's a lot tougher to accomplish things that are not quantitative. There's the soft skills, but then there's also just some basic things that you should know for yourself. You just should. If not, in my opinion, you're running a race with no finish line. Or with a finish line, imagine if your goal is $5,000 a month. Mm-hmm. In your bank, you think it's 5,000. But in reality, it should be more like 6,300 gross. Uh-huh. And with taxes, you'll end up with $5,000.
Correct.
But imagine you were shooting for $5,000 and you get to 5. Meaning you see in the stat board, hey, I did $5,000 this month. Mm-hmm. Right? And then you go and you go, oh, hold on a moment. How come I don't have 5,000 in my bank account? Oh yeah, I don't get 100% of what I sell. Oh yeah, there's taxes. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then all of a sudden you go, okay, hold on a moment. My goal isn't 5,000. My goal is, 62, 63. Okay, let me adjust everything. So that's why it's important to do those basics, right? It's very similar to what you do when you're talking to a possible new client. Oh, what is it that you're looking to do? Oh, I want to tone and lose weight. How much weight? How did you come up with that goal? When was the last time you were at that weight? Is it a realistic goal? Right? And those things you need to vet out in the conversation, or if not, the race is going to start with a finish line that is impossible to accomplish. So I weigh 180 pounds. I highly doubt that I could get myself to 140 and be healthy. Just base, bone, mass, all of these things. Mm-hmm. So if I told you I want to lose 40 pounds and you tell me, yes, come on, let's go do it, I'm never going to get to that goal.
That's correct.
And I'm going to be frustrated and think that you're not a good trainer. So you would have to adjust prior to that. What is the race that we're running? Okay. That's what I'm encouraging you to do personally, with monies, with all of those things, and then back it out. If I want $5,000 in my bank account amount, what does that equal to? Gross pay. What does that equal to